Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 15 of Pokemon Horizons titled Someone We Can't See. Whosawhatsit just dropped. Liko can't remember why she's in Paldea after her pendant was stolen and she was hypnotized by the Behemoth. Will she be able to regain her memories? Let's find out. The Rising Voltaclers are worried because Liko hasn't come back yet, and they're supposed to be leaving to go to Galar soon. They end up checking Cortisone City first because Dot sees that there's been a lot of sightings of her there. However, when the Voltaclers arrive there and search for her, they don't find anything. That's when they realize that the info was probably fake and that the explorers were going after Liko's pendant. So now they need to be aware of an enemy that's most likely laying a trap for them. Dot also realizes that they've been duped here. This false info war is exactly what Spinel wanted, as his BM is watching the Voltaclers in Cortisone City. While they're discussing this, Roy chases after his Wattrel, who's chasing after a Corvus Squire, and he ends up in Lavencia City. Meanwhile in Lavencia, Liko's still walking around trying to figure out why she's in Paldea. She doesn't even recognize the ancient Pokeball that she got from Arbalava a few episodes ago. When she tries to go home though, her Sprigatito runs around the city and eventually leads her close to a body of water, triggering a memory for her of her and Fuecoco in the ship watching the sunset near a body of water. It's still fuzzy though. Dot, being duped by the fake alerts, tries to figure out a way to find Liko. That's when she comes up with an idea. She calls the Lavencia gym leader Iono. She tells her that she's looking for an IRL friend and she has an idea to find her. What is that? Well, they're gonna do a collab stream as Nidothing and Iono and create a game similar to the gym puzzle in the game where you play hide and seek and find people. Liko's in the crowd seeing this take place, and who are they looking for in this game of hide and seek? Liko herself, of course. Liko is immediately found in the crowd, so instead it turns into a game of tag. With Dot now knowing that Liko is in Lavencia, she leaves the stream and lets the rest of the Rising Voltaclers know as well. She confirms that the enemy is feeding them fake information, and when Freed's about to go look for Liko, Dot asks to join him. When he arrives to pick her up, she's ready to go, but she needs to take a Pokemon with her, and that Pokemon is her Quaxly. When Liko's being chased around by Iono fans, Roy's lost in the city. However, Freed finds him and brings Dot to him. He immediately recognizes Dot even though he's never seen her because of her Quaxly, and they begin looking for Liko from the ground while Freed looks for her from the sky. As Liko's running away from the fans, she's gaining more and more of her memory back because she's done this before with Sprigatito. She's ran away from people, and when she gets to the top of a building, she sees the moon and realizes her and Sprigatito are working together to forge their own path to the future. That's when she remembers everything. As she's about to jump from one building to another just like before, Roy and Dot spot her. She thinks about everything she holds dear to her, including her friends, the Rising Voltaclers, giving her the courage to jump to where they're at. She doesn't immediately recognize Dot, which you can say that it was either the memory issues or her obliviousness to anything regarding Dot. However, it does provide a small bit of difference between Roy and Liko, where Roy recognizes people for their character much more than Liko. I think that's pretty interesting. But regardless, she gets a confirmation from Dot herself that they're friends. However, the game is still going on, so Iono wraps this up. She chooses Roy as the person who found Liko, and Dot as Nidothing, thanks to Fan wrapping up the stream. Freed also arrives afterwards, and that's when she realizes that her pendant was stolen. She vaguely remembers bumping into someone and coming across a Behemoth. However, the fact that the person who stole the pendant is still around causing them issue means that they haven't been able to leave yet for whatever reason, meaning now the Rising Voltaclers will begin their counterattack. And with that plan being set, that is the end of the episode. I really like this episode. Let's start with Iono. From the moment she was introduced, I knew that she would be a fantastic anime character, and I'm glad to see that I wasn't wrong in this case. She is super energetic and memorable, while also not being so annoying that you don't like her. She's done really well in this episode. I also like Dot's progression here. She's slowly been coming around to Liko, but in this episode, it cements her friendship fully with her. And now, this allows the writers to bring her into more settings than just the ship itself. That makes me excited because now we can have a third character and potentially see more progression for her too. This episode is also great because it reinforces Liko's morals and ideas and allows her to meet Dot in an organic fashion. It also shows us how sneaky the opponents that our heroes are facing are. He has stifled them at almost every turn, but the end of this episode makes it a turning point where our heroes now will go on the offensive, and that is exciting. I can't wait to see how they go about this. But what about you guys? What did you guys think about this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at PdGaming, and that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.